What's going on YouTube? Welcome to another vlog here at Union Martial Arts. Today I wanted to try something a little different with our vlogs. I've done a lot of talking about the business and kind of my experience, which I do enjoy sharing with you guys. But I do also realize that a lot of you guys are here for martial arts. So I'm going to actually do a little tutorial, so to say. I haven't done a tutorial on this channel in a very long time. I'm going to show you guys how our karate class in both our juniors, our youth, and our adult students warm up, and how we go through our stretching routine. So hopefully you guys can take this and do it at home, do it at your gym on your spare time, maybe implement it into your classes. I have no problem with that. Alright, so I have the camera on the ground right now so you can kind of get a perspective. I'm going to try to do it in many different angles so that you guys can see exactly how I'm doing it. But essentially we start off with a warm-up, and in particularly our karate class, we do our fighting stance footwork, so we're light on our toes, and then we constantly switch and we count and get our bodies warmed up that way. Now obviously not everybody does karate, so whatever the warm-up is you want, whether it is running laps, whether it's jumping jacks, whatever that might be, just make sure your body is well warmed up before you guys do these stretches so that you don't have any injuries pertaining to overstretching or getting your body into these positions when it's not ready to get there just yet. So by the time we finish, we end up standing up here, and I start with my hands in front. Now I'm just going to show you guys the techniques because obviously I don't want to spend the whole time counting. But the counting process is, we do a count of 10 per technique. I count the first 5 with my instructors, and then my class counts the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it keeps their mind awake and it keeps them ready and focused, and they're not just stretching kind of like a drone and it looks like they're stretching, but they really aren't. So I start with my hands in front, and then I turn to one hand. Then I bring my hands up. I do elbow behind the back of the head here. So this is very important. When you do your elbow behind the back of your head, you also want to turn your body a little bit and get that good stretch going down the side here. Okay, I do it on the other side as well. Then I have legs together, legs straight, touch my toes for a set of 10. Standing nice and tall. Then I'm going to spread to about shoulder width, maybe a little bit over. I'm going to bend both knees here. We call this a straddle stance. Sometimes they call it the horse stance. I'm going to have my elbows, put it inside my thighs, put my hands together, push my knees apart, and I'm going to set my base down here. Hold that for a set of 10. Hands go on the ground, straighten my legs nice and straight, reach behind. Then I'm going to go head to knee, starting with my left leg. So I'm going to grab and hold, trying to get my forehead straight to my leg. I'm going to try to hug it and go to the other side. And then I'm going to put my hands back down and straighten out my body here. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is kind of like a yoga move. Okay, so I'm going to turn my body over so you can see this. From here I'm going to scoop in, and I'm going to do what's called a heel and toe. So I'm going to push my hip to the ground one at a time. The hip that's being pushed down, that leg is going to go on its tippy toes. Okay, the supporting leg is going to go on its heels. So I'm going to be twisting back and forth. So I twist it down on one side, twist it down on the other. Very important, I don't drop my body down like this. Really pushing that hip all the way to the ground. Okay, then I scoop out, put the knees on the ground, try to keep them in line, feet together, knees together, and then we sit up here. Okay, so after we sit up, we end up doing some ground stretches next. So I sit on my bottom, go into butterfly position, feet together, pull them in nice and close, take my elbows inside my thighs, push it right down to the ground, set of 10, slowly together. Then I go legs in front, toes pointing up, grab and hold the toes. Okay, so very important again, especially if you're doing this with some students or if you're new to stretching. You want to make sure that the legs stay straight so the knees cannot bend at all in this process. If you can't touch your toes, you need to try. You can't, even if you're over here like this, there's no point in touching your toes if your knees are going to bend, because now you're not actually stretching. So it is a process. It does take a while to get to a certain point of flexibility, but the most important thing is that you need to try. Okay, so legs nice and straight, toes pointing up. You're going to grab and hold. You're going to shake it out. Toes pointing down, same concept. Okay, now there's two ways that we can do the next stretch here. The way we do it at the academy is we'll lie down, we'll put our legs up, and essentially, I'm just going to turn so you guys can see this. Essentially, I'm going to pick a leg. So I'm going to take my left leg, put it onto my right thigh, put my hand through the loop, I'm going to grab the back of my right leg, and I'm going to pull that in to stretch the side of my hip. Then we go legs up, switch, do it on the other side, all the way to 10. Now if we do this process, either myself or my instructors, this is what we do to get a little bit of a workout. So we'll have our legs up and we'll count from 10 all the way down to 0. Every single count, our students can slowly put their legs down. Okay, so with 10 being at the top, we go 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 on the ground. Now, we slow down or speed up the count however we feel to give our students a little bit more pressure and make them focus and really get a good core warm-up / workout before we actually get into the class. The other way you can do this, if you don't like doing the legs up, basically what you can do is you can take one leg. I have it at about 90 degrees here. Okay? I'm going to put one in front, one behind. I'm going to try to make my chest touch my leg, and I'm just going to go straight down to the ground. Okay, so from another angle, it's going to look like this. Have one leg behind, one leg in front, 90 degree. Try to make my chest touch my leg. Okay, then I switch it to the other side. Okay, so essentially, what you guys want to focus on when you're stretching, it's a very brief stretch. We do have a warm-up, and in some cases we do have a cool-down stretch. But regardless of when you're doing it, you want to make sure that you're doing it properly and not just going with the counts, especially if you're new to martial arts, especially if you're trying to preserve your body and have you know, the longevity necessary to train. You can be very flexible when you're younger, you can be very fit. If you don't do the necessary things to preserve your body, you're going to see it deteriorate very, very quickly, especially if you're one of those guys or girls that train really, really hard in sparring or in full contact, whatever it might be. I'm not here to tell you what you do and how you train it, but very important, male, female, young, old, stretching is very, very good for your body. It's a great way to keep your body mobile. It's a great way to have good mobility, good strength where you need it, and eventually, you know, apply that into some of your techniques, especially for those of us that grapple and do a lot of striking drills. So that's essentially our stretching routine that we do here, and it's a great way to get everyone involved, engage, create that team environment instead of just one instructor counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 over and over and over again, and then everyone feels like, don't make a sound, otherwise you're gonna get in trouble. I like to keep it playful. I like to get the kids engaged, and I like to get the adults, especially those that are a little more introverted, to feel more comfortable and understand that it's a safe place here. You can be as loud as you want. You can unleash the dragon here, and no one is going to call you out on that. So that is an easy stretching routine. Now, personally, I do add in a couple of additional stretches or more time when I have more than an hour to teach, especially if I'm training myself. That is going to adjust based off of your level and of course your preference and your schedule. When I teach my classes, generally they're about an hour long. So stretching is very important, but you can't have the entire class be about stretching, you know? There are some times, like in my kickboxing classes, the whole day is catered towards conditioning, whether that be calisthenics or that be mobility work, so on and so forth. But when it comes to majority of my other classes, like my karate classes, my Kali classes, they are predominantly fundamental classes. So we're doing stretching enough where we can get by and improve our mobility and be able to do all the techniques and all the drills without getting hurt. but at the same time, we want to focus on actually teaching and training whatever it is I've planned for the month in that class, so that the thing you're going to retain is the technique, and by consistently stretching in all the classes, it'll eventually get into your system through a longer period of time. Man, I've been all over the place, and it has been a tiring 48 hours outside of the gym. We have the bags filled, so we had 3 bags, 3 Wave Masters now in working order for all the students to enjoy, to beat up, and so on and so forth. Still need to add a little more weight to it. I added about 60 kilograms to each bag. Probably gonna add another 30 to all 3. Seems like it's gonna be a quiet night tonight. Weather here in Brampton, Toronto, Canada has been absolutely horrible. We had a snowstorm. We have like this freezing rain nonsense, and we have, I guess it should be typical Canadian weather, although weather as of late hasn't been that bad, at least last year. Recently just uploaded a video on Union Martial Arts for technique, and that one should be live by the time you're watching this already. After a lot of deliberation, getting closer to a couple of very, very big changes to this channel, so stay tuned. I will release a video going over the changes when I've finalized it all and I've made that executive decision to go through with all of them. Don't have to worry, all the content's gonna be the same. In fact, it's only gonna be better, and I want to thank you guys for supporting the channel and supporting me for however long it's been, whether you're a new subscriber or you're one of the original subscribers. I appreciate everyone for tuning into these vlogs, tuning into any sort of video that we post here. And if you guys also follow us on Instagram, whether it be myself, whether it be anyone from the Union team, Union Martial Arts, FMACONCEPTS, I appreciate everyone who's been supporting my companies and my team. We really appreciate it. We love you guys. And pretty much just gonna be catching up on some office work before I teach tonight, and then I'm going to get back into the zone. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, it looks kind of creepy right now. That's just me. Alright guys, so to wrap this vlog up, I wanted to show you guys how the gym layout is looking right now. Slight addition, like I said, there's the 3 Wave Masters over here. Black, red, black, because you know I'm OCD like that. And essentially everything else is the same. You guys probably already know about the racks that I made for our Thai pads, our soft foam pads there, and our kicking pads. Now, when I have a lot of time to myself, because I don't really buy too many things for me personally, I usually spend a lot of my time looking at things that I can buy for the gym, or things I can spend to improve the gym, because I do want this to be the best place absolutely ever. And one of the things on the top of my list, of course, are new mats. Now that is essentially a very huge investment. So right now what I'm looking at are just small minor things that I think I can add to the gym side. I forgot what it's called. The reception area is pretty much done. There's not much space for much more improvements. Honestly, the only things I could do there are more cosmetic, which isn't really at the top of my list. So when it comes to functional training, we're pretty much good, but of course there can always be more. And every time I look at this wall here, now I am gonna get a couple more kicking shields, and ones that are heavy and thick enough that they can withhold the power from all my students, especially my adult students. I got some heavy kickers in my adult classes. So I'm gonna get those shields so that we can still have a lot of pad work moving around, because although this is a huge help, the strength and the amount of follow through and the kicking power that my students have goes right through that, and I've tested it out myself without even going full power. And so obviously there's a cap to it, and so it's a temporary fix. So hopefully with these pads, with this setup that we have, it's going to be able to answer that and get us a little more footwork and a little more dynamic using our space around us. But with that being said, comment below and give me some suggestions on what you think I should get for the gym next. Maybe we're gonna use it in our next videos. Maybe you use it at your gym right now, whether that's a home gym or that's a gym somewhere out there. If you guys train martial arts, if you guys are into fitness, let me know what I should get to include in my arsenal of tools over there. I already have battle ropes. I have, you know, the essentials of striking. I do have strength and conditioning classes here, and so one of the things I was thinking about were kettlebells, but I don't know if that's the route I want to take. If kettlebells are you know, a really good thing and you guys enjoy them and you guys think it would be a good idea, comment below, please let me know. And that's pretty much gonna wrap up this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up if you did. Keep watching our vlogs. Again, the Union team, myself, we appreciate all the love you guys give us. New technique videos, new talk videos, new breakdown videos, all coming at you soon. Till next time, catch you guys then.